name is Alex Griffiths-Rayson. I am a patient with AS and I'm also on the Board of Trustees. Been on the Board of Trustees for about 8 years now. I come from Kent, down in the south of England, and I also have a yellow Labrador guide dog called Lily. I think the conference is important because firstly it brings all the families together. You're very isolated in this condition. Doctors don't know about the condition, so you are the doctor. And you never meet anybody else that's like you. So I think the conference is really important to bring families together so that they can share experiences and support each other. But I also think it's really important about sharing sort of knowledge and things about services that patients are using. I found this really great bit of kit or this really good app. So I think it's kind of about, sort of sharing experiences and experiencing things together. So I, this year, have taken part in the first clinical trial that Alstrom's have run, and it's a clinical trial into a fibrosis drug. And my presentation was to tell families and professionals about the experience that I've had whilst being on the trial, and a bit about sort of the things that I've experienced through the tests and what taking the drug's like. So AS UK are a family support charity. We support families to access information. We run specialised clinics in sort of conjunction with the NHS and the hospitals. And because we're such a small patient group, really, there is no one else out there to support us. So we have trained family support workers. We have incredible people within our team and our trustees that have a connection to Alstrom Syndrome in some way, whether they're a patient or a parent. And basically we provide support, but we're not just a cup of tea and a chat charity. We are a charity that is at the forefront of research. We're at the forefront of being a patient-led charity. So we listen to all of our patients, what they want, and we present them and give them what they want and what they need. I was diagnosed when I was 10 years old, and I had 3 other diagnoses before I had the diagnosis of AS. So back then that was quite an early diagnosis, but now obviously we get sort of children as early as 2 having a diagnosis. I think early diagnosis is really important because it enables you to put all of that preventative care in place before any damage is done. The problem with late diagnosis is that a lot of the damage and the complications are already there, so you're having to treat things that are already there rather than putting in place an advice, things that haven't already been there. So my advice is to be a person first. Don't be an Alstrom patient, be a patient with Alstrom Syndrome, because you're not your disability. And whilst, yes, it has lots of complications, there are lots of things that you can't do, you need to focus on what you can do. You can do anything that you want to do. You just have to find your own way of doing it. And that is, I think, one of the most important messages out there, is that you're a person. Go and live your life, but just do it with a bit of Alstrom's on the side.